From track to triumph, the rise of Nike. Nike's story is inspiring. It began with a simple idea. Two men, Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman, wanted better running shoes. They were passionate about athletics. They believed in the power of sport. In 1964, they formed Blue Ribbon Sports. They started small. They imported shoes from Japan. They sold them at track meets. They listened to athletes. They learned what they needed. Knight had a vision. He wanted to make the best athletic shoes. He knew the importance of marketing. He signed athletes to endorse his products. Bowerman was an innovator. He experimented with designs. He wanted to improve performance. He famously used his wife's waffle iron to create a new sole. This became the iconic Nike waffle sole. Innovation and inspiration, the swoosh takes flight. In 1971, Blue Ribbon Sports became Nike. The name was inspired by the Greek goddess of victory. The now famous swoosh logo was designed for just $35. It represented speed and movement. Nike's marketing was brilliant. They signed rising stars like Michael Jordan. Their Just Do It slogan resonated with people. It became a call to action. It transcended sports. Nike shoes became more than just footwear. They were a symbol of aspiration. People wanted to be like Mike. They wanted to feel the power of the swoosh. Nike dominated the market. They expanded into new sports. They created iconic products. They became synonymous with athletic excellence. Stumbling giants' early signs of trouble in paradise. At its peak, Nike seemed untouchable. They were the undisputed leader. But cracks were starting to show. Small missteps foreshadowed larger problems. One early sign was over-reliance on celebrity endorsements. Scandals involving athletes hurt the brand. Consumers became skeptical of marketing tactics. Another issue was a growing disconnect with the everyday athlete. Nike focused on elite athletes. They neglected the needs of recreational runners. Smaller brands emerged. They catered to this underserved market. These early warning signs were ignored. Nike was slow to adapt. They were confident in their formula for success. But the market was changing. The price of celebrity endorsement deals backfire. Nike built its empire on endorsements. They signed the biggest names in sports. This strategy brought immense success, but it also came with risks. When Tiger Woods was embroiled in scandal, Nike stood by him. This decision backfired. Consumers criticized the brand's loyalty to a flawed individual. Other athletes also generated negative publicity. Nike found themselves distancing themselves from problematic partnerships. This tarnished their image. The reliance on celebrity endorsements became a liability. Consumers questioned Nike's values. They wondered if the brand cared more about profit than ethics. Nike's focus shifted to lifestyle products. They lost sight of their core audience. Everyday athletes felt neglected. They turned to other brands. The rise of athleisure wear presented a challenge. Brands like Lululemon offered comfort and style. Nike struggled to compete in this market. Nike's shoes also faced criticism. Runners complained about durability issues. They sought out alternatives with better performance. The disconnect with the everyday athlete was costly. Nike lost market share. They had to work hard to regain trust. Consumers became more conscious of their purchases. They demanded ethical and sustainable practices. Nike faced criticism for its environmental impact and labor practices. Reports of sweatshops and pollution damaged Nike's reputation. Consumers boycotted the brand. They demanded transparency and change. Nike responded with sustainability initiatives. They introduced recycled materials. They pledged to reduce their carbon footprint, but for some consumers it was too little, too late. The fast fashion industry faced backlash. Consumers wanted quality over quantity. They sought out brands with a commitment to social responsibility. New competitors emerged. They challenged Nike's dominance. Under Armour in particular posed a serious threat. They signed top athletes. They offered innovative products. Under Armour appealed to a younger demographic. They focused on performance and technology. They quickly gained market share. Other brands also chipped away at Nike's market share. Adidas made a comeback. Smaller brands carved out niches. The competition was fierce. Nike faced a new reality. They were no longer the only game in town. They had to fight to stay on top. Nike's story is a cautionary tale. It reminds us that even the most successful companies are vulnerable. There are valuable lessons to be learned. First, never lose sight of your core values. Nike's pursuit of profit led to ethical missteps. This damaged their reputation. Second, stay close to your customers. Nike lost touch with the everyday athlete. They failed to adapt to changing needs. Third, embrace innovation. Nike was slow to innovate in key areas. They allowed competitors to gain an edge. Finally, remember that success is not guaranteed. It requires constant adaptation, innovation, and a commitment to doing the right thing. Nike is a resilient company. They have a long history of overcoming challenges, but they face an uphill battle. They need to regain the trust of consumers. They need to innovate and adapt. They need to reconnect with their core values. Nike recently launched new initiatives. They are focusing on sustainability. They are listening to athletes. They are trying to regain their footing. Only time will tell if Nike can reclaim its former glory. The future of the swoosh remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: they can never afford to become complacent again.